and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
It would be a tragic thing for everyone involved, and I think that they're sending a message here that they want it to be a priority.
We're still weeks away from the big yellow buses hitting the roads, but not only could you take a child's life, you'll be out even more money if you're caught passing one. The fine for passing a stopped bus is going up from $300 to $500. And Valley News Team's Bradford Eric tells us in Moorhead, if you pass a bus, go ahead and smile. You'll be seen doing it on camera.
September 5th. That's the first day of classes for schools here in Moorhead. And while we're well over a month away from that date, the fines go up August 1st. The Minnesota legislature passed the change as part of their large transportation finance bill. And here in Moorhead, it's an issue every school year.
Currently, we run about average of 225 a year where we receive stop arm violations, directly affecting public safety and our children.
Police tell us it's a common call they get. And with buses having cameras mounted on them, there's a good chance you won't win if you fight it in court. The district's transportation director tells me they're mounted right under where the driver sits, aimed out and back.
Most of the time it's distracted driving. It's somebody that reports that they didn't even see that the stop arm was out or didn't see the bus.
And statewide, it's a big problem too. State officials tell us a survey conducted last school year found over 700 bus stop arm violations in just one day. In Moorhead, Bradford Eric, Valley News Live.
The district also tells us they experimented with different positions for the bus cameras, finding that mounting them facing forward resulted in the lenses becoming too dirty. The heat is building out there, slowly rising for some of us as we near the weekend. Hutch, how's this evening looking?
You know what, for most of us, it looks like another dry and summer-like night, but on the radar, we're tracking a couple of thunder showers through northern and central parts of Minnesota. Here is a look at the very latest. We have a little thunder and lightning approaching the Bagley area as we speak, as well as Roseau. Let's take you into Clearwater County, and this storm is moving to the south and to the west at only about 10 miles per hour. So some beneficial rain making its way towards Bagley and Roseau. Right over Roseau right now, we have a little bit of a shower, maybe a couple of rumbles of thunder, and certainly not severe. We're keeping our eyes on a lot of precipitation moving through the parched portion of the Dakotas right now, out of Montana and Wyoming. Some of those storms strong moving into South Dakota. For us, I think we stay dry and quiet in the Fargo area with temperatures warm in the 80s until sunset. Then we cool into the 70s. Grand Forks, much the same. But there will be a chance of some rain, and we'll tell you where that rain in Montana is heading as we go through the overnight here in just a couple of minutes.
That's what we want to hear.
That's
Signs
right.
of rain.
It helps, yes.
Thanks, Hutch.
You bet.
And remember to like Valley News Live on Facebook. You can follow the latest news, weather, and breaking news updates anytime on your feed. Just search Valley News Live, like our page, and you'll stay informed throughout the entire day. The drought in North Dakota is getting worse, and now Governor Burgum is looking for more help from state and federal agencies after declaring a drought disaster for nearly all the state. The latest drought monitor map shows all of central and western North Dakota is in some stage of drought, and 46% of the state is in an extreme or exceptional stage. Nationwide numbers show 11% of the country is in a moderate drought condition or worse. The drought is taking a huge toll on farmers and ranchers and fire crews too. More than 300 wildfires have been reported in North Dakota since April 1st. Fargo police are putting out a notification about a high-risk sex offender now living in the area. They say 31-year-old Daniel Grinder is now living at 734 College Street North. Grinder was convicted of 3 felony counts of gross sexual imposition for encounters with girls under the age of 15. Bemidji police want you to know that this man, level 3 sex offender Michael Smith, is living at a different address. Smith has a history of sexual contact with male and female victims ranging in age from 3 to 6. He now lives here on the 600 block of Bemidji Avenue Northwest in Bemidji. 5 people are facing charges in Beltrami County after what's being called a case of mistaken identity after a drug deal gone wrong. Angel Smith, Gerald Downwind, Ned Green, Samantha Gorley, and Julian Jones are facing several charges, including attempted aggravated robbery. They were all arrested near Bemidji early Monday morning after allegedly threatening 2 women with a gun and demanding money. Police say the group mistakenly followed an SUV to a home in Grant Valley Township, thinking it was involved in a botched drug exchange earlier that day. It was really just a woman picking up her mom for work. Once they realized their mistake, they drove off, but were caught by police a short time later. Police recovered 2 replica handguns and meth from the suspect's vehicle. The Stutsman County Sheriff's Department is looking for a fugitive with several warrants out for his arrest. 42-year-old Robert Lee is wanted on several arrest warrants, including felony possession of controlled substance and drug paraphernalia. Lee is 5 feet 11 inches tall and weighs around 220 pounds with brown eyes and black hair. He currently has a suspended driver's license, and it's not known what vehicle he could be using. Officials say Lee could be hiding in either the Jamestown or Carrington areas. The public is urged to use caution if he's spotted and call 911 immediately. The Peace Officers Standards and Training Board has voted to not change the name of a police training fund to honor Philando Castile. Castile was fatally shot by former St. Anthony police officer Geronimo Yanez during a traffic stop last summer. Yanez was acquitted of manslaughter charges earlier this summer. The case received international attention from the moment Castile's girlfriend live-streamed the aftermath on Facebook. Protests followed in the Twin Cities and beyond. Governor Mark Dayton called for the fund to be created and named after Castile earlier this month. A stretch of Interstate 94 in Minneapolis is back open after a fatal accident closed both lanes for several hours overnight. The Minnesota State Patrol says a driver was killed after he lost control of his Cadillac and drove over the guardrail of the 41st Avenue Bridge, crashing onto the northbound lanes of Interstate 94. The car then caught fire. Troopers say the passenger was hospitalized with serious injuries. The Minnesota State Patrol is investigating after an excavator on a semi hit a railroad overpass and slowed traffic. It happened around 2:30 this afternoon in the southbound lanes of Highway 9, which is southeast of Glendon. Minnesota State Patrol Sergeant Jesse Grabo says no one was hurt in the crash, but traffic was cut down to 1 lane for some time. The State Fair is open in Columbus, Ohio, but all the rides are closed after a fatal accident. An 18-year-old man was killed when a thrill ride broke apart last night. He had just signed up with the Marines a week ago. We should warn you, the images in this story are disturbing. Adriana Diaz is near the scene at the fairgrounds in Columbus.
Investigators in Ohio are working to figure out exactly what caused Wednesday night's fatal accident at the State Fair. Records show all inspections were up to date for the Fireball ride that broke apart.
And we can't speculate on what we'll find, but what we do know is that there will be lessons that will be learned in one way or another.
1 person died and at least 7 others were injured when a row of seats from a pendulum-style thrill ride appeared to detach from its housing. First responders and witnesses rushed to help the victims, who were scattered across the ground.
And I heard a girl scream help, and I look over and I seen something fly out. And then I seen it slap to the ground.
The fair is open, but all rides are closed for now.
We're going to continue to work to get the rides inspected, and when we feel that we've gotten our complete inspection done, then we will open the midway again.
Governor John Kasich toured the fairgrounds Thursday morning. He expressed his condolences and spoke about the risks connected to amusement rides.
If we're looking for guarantees in life, they don't exist. You just make sure that the risk that you take on is something that you balance against the activity you want to engage in.
The chief inspector here said that a tragedy like this hits everyone hard. He said his own grandchildren get on these rides and no shortcuts were taken. Adriana Diaz, CBS News, Columbus.
The Ohio State Fair is one of the largest in the nation. Visitors to North Dakota's state parks will see an increase in fees over the next few months. The daily vehicle pass will increase from $2 to $7 starting August 1st. It had not been increased for 17 years until the legislature took action this year. The annual pass is going up by $10 to $35. Today is a great day to eat dessert first. Your purchase of a sweet treat today can help children around the valley. Today is the 12th annual Miracle Treat Day at Dairy Queen, and that means when you buy a Blizzard, money is donated to Children's Miracle Network. Nearly 50 Dairy Queens from North Dakota and northwestern Minnesota are taking part in Miracle Treat Day. And last year, the event raised more than $260,000 for Stanford Children's Hospital.
We have 4 different families that are participating in Miracle Treat Day, and they're former patients, and they get to come out, and every time we get to call them and say, hey, you get to work at Dairy Queen for a day, you know, they never turn us down. So it's a great day for the kids, and that's really what today is all about, is for the kids, and what a better way than to enjoy a Blizzard.
The downtown Moorhead Dairy Queen is once again donating 100% of their Blizzard proceeds, and they are open until 10 o'clock tonight. There's more